welcome to another episode of Spirits and Monsters of Old Seattle. When we left our brave investigators, they had just arrived at Henry Yesler's lumber camp, a place with strange and mysterious happenings going on. Noises in the night, dead bodies, and people disappearing, and yet everything seemed shockingly normal. As the group arrived from the woods, they saw a man actually just shaving in the late afternoon. Now, tragically, horribly, Bill prevented me from having him get startled and slicing his own neck open. Jerk move, frankly.
It's what I do to help out my DM.
No, the puns are what you do to help out.
Oh, is that it?
Yes, absolutely. I've gotten multiple compliments on them.
Oh, dang.
And after waiting until he was not applying a deadly sharp razor to his face, the group called out to him, and the man, shocked to see them, yelped and then ran off to a nearby building, leaving our three investigators standing in the afternoon. What are y'all going to do in response to this man suddenly jumping and running away? Aaron's making a face that says Sofie shoots him.
Sofie shoots him. I think...
Do you guys follow him? Do you wait? Do you kind of check out the camp around the area?
I think we would call out. I mean, if he's running and we have a second to call out, I think Sofie would just call out and be like, "Excuse me, sir, we're here to help. Can you answer some questions?"
He does not even break stride, running around a large log building.
All right, then.
As Sofie calls out, Weatherby is quiet, stoic, but he just subtly moves himself in front of the two of you.
Phoenix, stop making your character hot. I'm begging you. Please stop it. It's very disconcerting.
And then he braids his beard.
Fuck you.
He doesn't have a beard. Brian, is...
Mm-hmm.
So we saw the gentleman shaving and he ran back into the camp. Can we see rising smoke from maybe a central campfire or kitchen area, maybe, to something that we have sign that there's people?
Yeah. Dr. Jensen kind of takes a quick look around, and there is smoke rising from a couple different areas in the camp. There is quite a bit of tree growth still here. So there are stumps, there are cut down trees. All of the buildings are made of kind of that classic interlocking log formation. So very much like a Lincoln log or log cabin look to everything. There's smoke rising from at least a couple of chimneys. And after just a moment, you see the guy with his half-shaved whiskers coming back around a corner. And there is a young man who's accompanying him. He's got a very short, close-cropped beard. He has what looks like a slightly nicer dress than everybody else. Simple button-up shirt, some suspenders, but everything's just a little bit cleaner, a little bit more neatly organized. He waves to you all and looks a little surprised. Hello there.
Lucius will step out from behind Weatherby. Greetings, hello.
The younger man kind of smiles broadly at the three of you. Well, I hadn't expected to, frankly, see anyone anytime soon.
Mr. Yesler had some concerns about the camp and sent us to come see the situation. We were informed terrible things had happened here, but Lucius will kind of look around. Is everything all right? You seem to be a functioning camp.
He reaches the three of you and kind of puts his hand out, first towards Dr. Jensen, since he was the one who was talking to him,
Lucius will extend his arm out and shake his hand.
Charles Boone, engineer. And you are?
Dr. Lucius Jensen.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
This is my associate, Charles Weatherby, and Sofie Ingesdotter.
Oh, pleasure to meet you all. You've got the right of it. We're in a bit of a strange situation here. So, what exactly do you know about the state of our camp?
Are you familiar with a gentleman named Skookum Steve?
Oh, of course we know Skookum Steve. He took our plow horse and tried to make it to Seattle.
He certainly made it, but in quite a state, I must say, and he is still kind of in a, let's say, fragile mental state at the moment.
But he is alive?
He is alive. He had mentioned that there were attacks on the camp and that there were sounds, I guess. He said you thought it was bears, but...
Oh, friends, I don't think this is bears anymore. The guy who's behind him kind of leans over like, Deacon, can I get you and the guests some coffee? And he nods. Do you all drink coffee? We don't have too much, but we've got that.
That would be welcome, thank you.
Weatherby grimaces a little bit, but nods politely.
In America, he'll drink an American beverage.
Ugh, filthy savages.
He's already got an American accent.
Right, so I'd like some tea, if you would, please, Governor.
Oh no.
Oh, blimey.
He definitely has an American accent. Please don't.
Well.
Yeah, I revoked all of this.
Oh, blimey.
All right, back on track. Engineer Charles Boone leads you all to the center of camp where they've got a large bonfire built. It is kind of gotten a little bit lower for the daytime, but with so many trees around, they are constantly building it back up. They have a couple of logs that have been cut down to make simple seats around the fire, and he invites you all to sit for a bit. Ever so slowly, you begin to see more faces popping up around the camp. Other various members of the lumberjack camp who are kind of watching you all, looking from place to place, seeing new faces. So, this all started several weeks ago. I don't know what you've heard so far, but something attacked me in the woods. I barely survived, but I managed to get back to camp. After I got away, whatever it is began stalking around the lumberyard. We've been able to hear it at night, making some kind of terrible racket from the woods. Some of our lumberjacks left, and we don't know what became of them. Steve, Skookum Steve, tried to take the old plow horse and ride that to Seattle. We didn't see what it was, but something was strong enough to knock him from the horse and drag it off the trail. Steve just started running. We couldn't be sure what befell him.
I would like to ask about Mr. Benavides, if he's one of the ones who's disappeared or if he's still here in the camp.
Mr. Benavides is currently working in our cookhouse.
Oh, thank goodness.
He's helping our cook Mabel. We've still got a few other people here. Let me give you a quick walk around as we drink some coffee. We've got our bunkhouse right here in the center of camp. He gestures and you see a kind of log structure that is burning. Over there, we've got our charcoal burners. There's a young woman over that way named Nellie Leadbelly who's tending that most times. Over there, you see a building with smoke coming out the roof. That's where our cook hall is. Mabel is over in the mess along with Marcelino. I'm living over in that filer shack that you see there, where we keep most of our saws, and we've also got the bunkhouse where some of our other folks, like Dave, live. You saw him earlier shaving.
As we are being led around, I am looking around. I'm listening to, is it Boone who's...
Mm-hmm. Charles Boone.
So I'm listening to him, but my eyes are mostly focused on the few people who have come out to look and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get a general vibe of how are they acting? Does everybody seem super freaked out? Do they seem cautiously interested? Like, what is the vibe?
Yeah. So you haven't seen the person by the charcoal fires. So those are a good way away to make sure that no fire could possibly reach the other buildings. But a couple of lumberjacks do come jogging out after Dave goes to get them. And there's now a trio who's following close after. They look excited to see people, but definitely pretty dirty, pretty weather-beaten. They are scruffy looking. They have a little bit of an aroma around them. But yeah, they do seem like they're enthusiastic to see people.
Has the entity, for lack of a better word, made no incursions into the camp? It merely circles?
Well, and he kind of leans a little bit closer. There are times when we can hear it moving around at night. Moving in around the bunkhouse, or occasionally knocking on the wood of the cookhouse. I've heard some stories. Stories around the campfire of beasts that lurk in the woods. This thing is quick, and it's strong like a bear, but agile and dangerous like a wolf, and clever and cunning like a raccoon. I survived the attack, but I didn't get a clear look at what it was. My glasses were knocked astray. All I know is it was big. I could smell it.
Have there been any other survivors of attacks in the camp?
No, unfortunately not. I think I must have just got lucky. I don't want to use this word lightly. It kind of looks back and forth and makes a slight shooing motion. And those three lumberjacks give you all a little space. It's not a term I would want them to hear, but I don't think this is a wild animal. I think this is some kind of monster.
You said these events started happening 2 weeks ago?
A few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago, I'm sorry. Was there anything that was out of the ordinary that preceded the appearance of this creature?
No, nothing I can think of.
DM question. This is obviously, that was the guy from the prologue intro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You suspect so, yeah.
Do we know if Julian's dad was aware of what the library does and like what Julian was doing for the library and all that?
You are not sure.
Because my first inclination was to make sure that we go talk to Marcelino first, because we can be like, hey, dude, there's a obviously there's something supernatural going on here. Tell us what weird stuff has happened, and that he would be a good resource. But if Julian didn't really share everything with him that the truth of things or whatever, then that may not be an option.
Would you like me to answer that on behalf of Julian, if he would have shared that, or not?
I would.
Yeah, Julian's relationship with his father was very close. He would not be keeping things from him, and he'd probably be one of the few people Julian told about things without any of the bravado, without any of the embellishment. Just somebody to genuinely listen to him. So I would say he is in the know. He may not possess the sight, but he is aware of what Julian has told him.
Okay.
Now, this may be something I decide, but does Marcelino believe Julian?
My inclination is yes.
Okay.
But I do agree that is probably more for you to decide. And just to check, did you say that when Boone was describing things, did he say that the creature had like rapped on the door of the cooking area?
Not on the door, on the walls.
On the walls. If I may, Sir Boone, you mentioned this creature knocking on the walls. What leads you to believe it was this creature that was doing this and not, for instance, one of the other men?
At that point, one of the lumberjacks had kind of been edging toward him, and they were all kind of like hovering, just not in the air, but on the edge of the conversation. And one of them pipes up, "Oh, it couldn't have been us. We were all in the bunkhouse." And one of the other ones goes, "And you could smell it. You could smell it."
And if I may, good sir, what exactly did it smell like?
It smelled rank. Like wet animals and garbage and skunks. Like bad. Like really bad.
Would I then be correct in assuming a smell you have not frequently smelled before or ever?
No, not at all. Like even Dave doesn't smell that bad.
Ah, yes, Dave.
Poor Dave.
And they all point at Dave, the guy who was shaving before, and now has just two long drooping mustaches. He's like, "Yeah, that's fair."
Were there any other buildings that it rapped upon?
Charles kind of takes control of the conversation again. We heard it knocking on the bunkhouse. It also would occasionally wrap around and move around the filer shed that I've been staying in.
How many are there? Are there 12 of these guys, and have they read Beowulf? Just checking.
There are not. And they definitely have not.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
I'm assuming you gentlemen have inspected the outside of the bunkhouse and the cabin when in the morning. Did you find anything unusual?
No, nothing.
Would you mind if we took a look?
Charles again kind of steps in. Of course. We've still got a few hours before nightfall, so please feel free to wander about. There is one thing that I do wish to caution you against, though. If you go to the mess and talk to Mabel, she may try and persuade you to leave. She thinks our best idea is to get out and just all leave at once. Don't listen to her. Our best idea, the best way for us to be safe, is to stay here and shelter in place. It hasn't hurt us. We've got plenty of food. We just need to wait. And whatever this is, we'll eventually leave, get bored, go back to the woods.
May I make... I'm sorry, I can never remember this. The equivalent of the insight check.
Observation?
That's... okay.
Yep.
Well, that's not my best for sure.
Yeah, if any of you would like to, you can make an observation check.
Well, that is 1 success on 5 dice for Weatherby.
Do we get bonuses for our companions?
Phoenix, you can choose whether to have people make a helping action, at which point you can gain additional dice, or whether you would rather they roll their own.
I mean, mathematically, it's more advantageous for us to each roll our own. And also, this is one I feel like... I mean, you guys are kind of picking up on
Weatherby
that
would
same...
really take point on.
Well, I feel like this is something that all of us would have probably picked up on a bit. Or not. You guys let me know. Did you clock this, or should I roll it on my own? It seemed like a strange statement.
It's not that I don't think it's a strange statement. It's that this is not Lucius's strong suit, so he's not really...
Now that Julian's gone, I can lie to the party again. You've got no face.
There's no face.
So I'll roll just one additional for the help
For
from
Dr. J.
Dr. Jensen then? Okay.
And Erin, did you want to have Sofie make her own?
Well, I did because I thought that's what you said to do. And I got a whole bunch of 5s and no 6s.
Love it.
Well, that is an extra 6 from the one from Dr. J. So
Nice.
that is 2 success on 6 dice.
Fantastic.
Cheers.
All right. Phoenix, that is not enough.
Oh.
Would you like to push that roll?
Oh, crap.
So I would keep the 2 successes and I would need to roll the remaining 4. You know what? Sure, let's do it.
Okay. Roll those 4 dice and you will take a mental condition.
That is a 3rd success.
Okay.
Nice.
I regret to inform you that is not enough.
What?
No shit.
He got 3 successes as well. So, it's been a minute, but give Brian a minute to check the old Vossen rulebook to see what happens on a push. Because I don't know what happens when we get a tie on an opposed roll.
They lose.
Oh, well, in that case. Phoenix. We must agree on a compromise. Both get something they want at a cost.
Okay.
So what is the information that you are kind of angling for here?
The way that he volunteered the whole, hey, if Mabel says this, don't listen to her. Like, what I'm trying to figure out there is this genuine or what is he trying to hide something specifically with the whole, she wants you to get out of here, which is maybe a good idea, but yeah, like, is he trying to keep everybody here? I guess that's what it is. Is he trying to keep everybody here for reasons other than just safety?
What I will give you to that is you catch him looking a lot throughout that conversation over to the charcoal burning area. And it seems like even as you are chatting, he is slightly distracted looking in that direction.
Okay, I have a follow-up to that then, but I will wait until we resolve this.
The information that he will gain about you is, what is your intention here? What is Weatherby's mission coming to this camp?
Okay.
And I will say this is specifically Weatherby's mission, so that may be different than your mission as part of the library.
Oh. I believe some others of us would also like to know.
Bom, bom, bom.
You can't read my mind. I think what he would get from that is he's probably noticed how Weatherby is putting himself between his two colleagues and pretty much anybody
He's always kind of interposing himself.
So he would notice that. I'd say the other thing he would notice would be that I'm carrying this very thick walking stick of a cane, but I've not been using it as a walking stick. I have been just carrying it.
Okay. He will notice that information.
And then I'm going to ask if I may. I'm thinking this is vigilance, but you can tell me. Looking over to the charcoal area, there is smoke coming out. This is... I'll just say it. Does it look like charcoal smoke, or does it look like some other type of smoke?
It looks like... now, Weatherby, admittedly, I think is a city lad. He probably has not worked at a charcoal burner before.
That's fair.
So as far as you can tell, it's normal smoke. But Charles has said feel free to explore the camp. So you could definitely go and check that out.
Okay.
We also, regrettably, do have some room in our bunkhouse, so the three of you are more than welcome to stay there once night falls.
I appreciate your hospitality. Thank you.
Of course, make yourselves at home. Feel free to pick up some food from the mess.
And I'll pull the two of you aside once he kind of leaving us to ourselves then?
Yeah, they kind of he kind of dismisses himself from the conversation, lets you know, feel free to knock on his door at the Filer Shack if there's anything that you need. He'll be happy to help you.
You know what? That actually triggers another question. So, to Charles Boone. Yes. Knocking. Do you recall the manner in which the creature knocked? I would hate to alarm anyone by repeating that pattern. And I'll take the cane and I'll kind of tap it against my leg a few times, just like in different, what would sound like different, just knocking patterns, and asking if he can describe the knocking.
Of course. It's something of an irregular pattern. Once every 3 to 5 feet on the side of the wall.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time.
Of course. The three lumberjacks quickly begin gossiping about all of you as they head back to the bunkhouse. And he makes his way back to the Filer Shack. You said you were going to pull your companions into confidence?
Yes, and I just take the two of you and drop my voice. The two of you may find it of interest that, as we were discussing matters, I did notice that Mr. Boone could not keep his eyes from the charcoal shack. Something seems to be distracting him.
Didn't he say, what was it, Lead Belly Nelly?
Was working the charcoal shack?
Was that the name of the individual?
I apologize, I did not write that down in my notes.
That was Nellie Leadbelly.
I see.
So Bill had all the right words in the name, just in a slightly different order.
Way to go. Yeah.
95% of the way there. Totally counts.
Well, my two comments are, as one of our first orders of business, I believe that we should speak to Marcelino, as he may be of some aid in describing any strange occurrences, given his relationship with Julian. Also, did anyone remark that one of the loggers mentioned that They were all in the bunkhouse when the tapping was heard, but we've heard from Mr. Boone that he does not sleep in the bunkhouse. And thus, there was tapping when he alone was the only person supposedly outside the bunkhouse, and we only have his word that there was also tapping on his place of rest.
That is a fair point.
Quite so.
Sofie, does this sound like any creature you're familiar with?
One moment, let me consult my many encyclopedias, Brian.
Well, I'm the encyclopedias.
You are all the encyclopedias.
So, at this stage, too broad.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm not expecting actually. It was more just, I guess, more for flavor of the, does this sound like anything?
Okay.
It certainly could be something supernatural, especially that description of like an unnatural smell, something moving in the woods. There are definitely creatures that Sofie has read about with that, but consider it a very, very wide net.
Yeah, more just, I guess, to double check with her that this is sounding more like a Voss and not like something.
A dude playing a creepy prank.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a future mystery where it's just a guy in a mask.
that darn smelly Dave, man.
If it wasn't for those meddling kids and that kitty.
There are many creatures who could theoretically fall under this. I've heard that there's a type of Vossen that enjoys knocking. Something about Tommies. I don't know. Nobody. Okay. Anyway,
you're the king of bad references.
So you're telling me
that wasn't a bad reference. It was just a.
You don't know that of any Vossen that are huge knockers?
Weatherby is disappointed in all of you.
Yes, I think we should gather more evidence and see if we can find any trace of the creature, if a creature does exist, and then perhaps I can make an assessment.
Well, then who should we speak to first? Nellie or no, Nessie? Damn it.
Nellie.
You had it right the first time.
I would not name a character in this game Nessie, Bill. That would be too far even for me.
Okay, so Nellie, sorry. So, should we go talk to Nellie or should we go talk to Julian's father?
Perhaps we should talk to Nellie first, if that was the immediate focus of Mr. Boone's interest.
As you say, Miss Daughter. I will start walking.
Mm-hmm. So the three of you are very easily able to make your way over to the charcoal burner. There is a very large mound of dirt that has been piled up and then hollowed out in the middle, kind of like a volcano. There are logs that have been lined around the edges, forming concentric circles that are all being burned down. And there is a small hut with a few tools. There is a plume of thick smoke that is kind of emerging out of this. And it takes you a second for your eyes to kind of spot the person who is sitting and kind of just staring off into space. But you eventually kind of make your way through that haze of smoke, and she looks at you in surprise. Her body is wrapped up in a heavy woolen sweater, and she has a scarf wrapped multiple times over her face, likely to filter out some of that smoke. Her hair is about down to her mid-shoulder and is tied up in a tail. She stands up and dusts off her legs. Who are you? Where have you come from?
What the Bill, what do we do? How? I'm like, waiting on somebody else to talk.
All right, hang on. I got this. I'll try and step up. Good afternoon. Nellie, was it?
Yeah?
I'm Dr. Lucius Jensen. These are my compatriots, Charles Weatherby and Sofie's Inga's daughter. We were sent here by Mr. Yesler to come investigate the camp and the strange occurrences that have been going on.
Well, it's certainly been strange. Here, let's take a step away from the smoke.
Oh, of course.
And she leads you a little ways off, because it was definitely starting to get into your nose a little bit.
And sorry, one little point here, because this is now the second time. As Dr. Jensen introduces Weatherby, you are calling him Charles Weatherby, and he has never once introduced himself as Charles.
Sorry.
It is okay. No, it's okay. But as you do that, like the first time, there was like maybe just a little twitch. And this time, he looks
Scandalized.
noticeably uncomfortable.
This is a player thing, not a character thing.
It is all good. It is all good. But no, that is something that is... He never introduces himself as Charles. He is just Weatherby.
Okay, sorry.
It's all good. And I love it for like what is actually happening here. But yeah, no, he never introduces himself as Charles.
Okay.
I think you should roll to see if you notice that. Personally.
That's observation? Oh, shit.
Bill, I am perfectly willing to just say that you fail.
Give him that chance.
I'm confident that Dr. Jensen could fail that level of social role.
Savage.
I like this scene of like the three of you following this girl, Weatherby's eye just twitching, and Dr. Jensen being like, nailed it. Julian would be so proud right now.
Sophie like looking between the two of them like, oh, they gonna fight.
I like to imagine Sophie's just reading a book.
Probably.
So the four of you gather somewhere a little bit more upwind of that bluish smoke that's emanating from the kiln. Nellie looks over the lot of you. You don't exactly look like lumberjacks.
An astute observation.
Yeah, I'm good at those. So what are you doing here?
Well, as I had mentioned before, Mr. Yesler had heard some of the concerns and the goings on at this camp, particularly from individual of Skookum Steve, and has grown very concerned about what's going on up here.
Oh, Steve's still alive?
Yes, he is. He was able to make it to Seattle.
He's a good man. I'm glad he made it.
You're... Actually, Lucius will kind of look up for a moment because he realizes he didn't ask, but Foreman Boone? We met with him and
He's the deacon now.
I'm sorry, deacon?
Oh, y'all really don't know anything about a lumberjack camp, do you?
No.
So the deacon is kind of like the leader. It's a person who everybody sort of gathers around, everybody kind of listens to. I mean, there's who the boss wants to make a leader, and then there's who everybody's actually listening to.
I'm sorry. You said the word deacon as in associated with a church.
Well, kind of. I mean, it isn't a religious thing exactly, but when folk gathering around the fire and telling stories, the deacon's always the one who's leading it.
The first person who unfortunately lost his life to these attacks, was he the previous foreman or deacon?
Big Jacques, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, he was. He'd been around quite a few operations. Worked for Gessler on a lot of different jobs. He was an old hand at the various saws and axes.
Interesting. Thank you.
But we were hoping if you could maybe give us your perspective on what has been happening here at the camp. Boone had mentioned that there were you hearing a creature come and a knocking on several of the buildings.
Knocking isn't the worst of it.
Oh, and a smell.
The worst of it's the noise out in the woods.
What kind of noise, if you are able to kind of give a description to it?
It sounds like someone is taking a giant log and hitting it into trees. That knocking will go on for hours. There's a noise that doesn't sound like it could come from anything under God's earth. It's... I don't know, you got words to describe it.
Has anyone caught a glimpse of this creature?
I mean, maybe Steve when old horse was getting pulled out from under him.
Quick question on that. Earlier too, Boone had mentioned seeing. Did they actually see him get pulled off of the horse?
Mm-hmm.
And the horse was dragged away?
Mm-hmm.
So he ran the entire way to...
Mm-hmm.
And how far is it?
Several miles. Probably like 20 miles, 50 miles, somewhere in that range.
Oof.
Roughly the distance from Seattle to Olala here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Motherfuckers. The wonderful people from the Seattle Wooden Boat Museum have already told me I was wrong. You don't need to rub it in every
That is
episode.
so funny, Brian. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
This episode, tragically, not sponsored by the Seattle Wooden Boat Museum.
It should be.
It's true. All right.
All
Bringing
right.
it back in. Nellie kind of pulls that scarf down, and you see there is a very clear divide on her face line from where that kind of smoke and soot have been staining over the bridge of her nose. And everything is much cleaner below that. Yeah, we saw Steve ride off on the horse. He was ways down the trail, but not too far. And then something happened. We couldn't see what, but horse fell to the ground and then suddenly got pulled. Like something big had grabbed it that we couldn't see. Dragged it off. Screaming the whole way. It's horrible. Steve hit the ground. He must have seen something because he started screaming. And then he just started running.
Was everyone together on the road watching Steve leave at that point?
Yeah.
Brian, I'm sorry to keep asking, but may I make another observation test? This just doesn't... The way that both I and Weatherby are thinking through this, if he was so close that he could see camp versus 20 to 50 miles away, why wouldn't he just come back to camp?
Now, I'm actually going to let you skip an observation test on this one. Weatherby is a seasoned investigator, and he has more than a few times encountered people becoming terrified and suddenly acting in an irrational manner when confronted by fear or sight of the supernatural.
Okay. Thank you, good sir.
It could be that if there is a creature, if he had seen the creature, perhaps he's developed the sight, and that's why he wants to be in the stone basement, because if he's out, he's able to see things that he doesn't want to see.
Nellie, we had heard mentioned from Boone that there's a little bit of a divide in the camp between staying in place or abandoning the camp. I'm, I guess, a little surprised they let Skookum Steve take a pack animal out of here, given the divide. Are still people still really thinking of staying, given all this, or are they trying to flee?
Well, after that, everyone was a lot more inclined to stay. When we were talking about it, Mabel was pushing hard that we should all go back. She said whatever bear is lurking out in the woods, it's not going to bother a big group of people. We can all get pans and just hit spoons into them so we're making a loud noise. Well, after a lot of talking, a lot of fighting, Steve kept saying he'd be willing to travel back. He wasn't afraid of no bear. He'd go and get help. I guess he did.
I try to, as quietly as I can, to the two of you. I'm sorry, but did Steve not tell us that there was a drawing for lots and he pulled the shortest straw?
Yes, Brian, did you forget that? Or did Mabel
Brian
not?
absolutely forgot that.
Okay. I almost asked Brian.
I almost asked earlier too, yeah, because you said it and I was like, wait, didn't he draw straws?
Yeah.
You said he decided that he was going to go, and I was like, uh-oh.
So what I meant to say was, well, Mabel was pushing all of us that we needed to get back, and we finally agreed we should send one person. Well, Ferris waited aside to draw straws, and Skookum Steve came up short.
Has Mabel attempted to convince everyone to leave since Steve left the camp?
Oh yeah, she's still talking about it. It's just after seeing that, no one else is listening.
And if I may ask, what are your opinions on her plan?
Well, I would have felt a lot better about it before watching that happen to that horse.
So you believe even a large group might encounter a similar fate?
I'm worried about it so. I don't know how long we could stay here, but we got food. Isn't terrible. Boring as sin.
I appreciate the information, thank you. And perhaps I can do something about that food. We Brits are well known for our cuisine.
You some fancy lad?
She asks if I'm a fancy lad. I crack half a smile and just look down at myself wearing, again, this impeccably tailored suit that is completely out of place here, but seeming largely unbothered by it.
Fancy lad. Yeah, either way, you're stuck with us for a while then.
Nellie, I'm assuming you bunk with everyone in the bunkhouse at night, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed anything weird around the charcoal pits in relation to any of this? Anything out of place, or I mean, anything that seems odd might be helpful.
Nothing particularly strange. From the bunkhouse, same as everybody else, I've been able to hear those noises, hear those strange things out in the woods. But nothing particularly unusual here at the pit.
Well, thank you for your time. We appreciate you speaking with us.
Of course.
As soon as we're out of earshot of her, I would like to suggest to my companions that we do a thorough investigation of charcoal pits, like any areas around it where something might be hidden or anything like that.
Now, did you want to do that or talk to Mabel first? And Marcelino?
I mean, we're already over here. How long would it take us to do a...
pretty cursory, quick investigation. Would take maybe 10, 20 minutes.
I think we should do that first before.
Yeah, I'll help look around.
Yeah, like I don't want what's his head to be able to come back over here and like hide something. I don't know that he's guilty, but he just, something is off, so I'm just suspicious.
Mm-hmm. You know what they say? Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be.
So the three of you take a little bit and do some searching around the charcoal pit. I won't even have you roll for this one.
But I'm crackling my dice.
I know, and yet, I'm just going to be honest, there's nothing to find. You search around the area, you don't see anything unusual over here. There's a lot of stuff that you're less familiar with, given that none of you do charcoal burning. However, it's a smoky kiln and pit that is used for rendering down wood into briquettes.
You just had to use the word rendering.
Was that incorrect?
No, it's just making me my initial suspicion. Now, you've already said there's nothing to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to believe you. But
if there was something to find here, I would have had you roll for it.
Yeah. Now, my initial suspicion was
they were burning people in the charcoal,
which would render the fat, So
I will level with you. You would smell something.
Yeah.
Noticeable if that was the case, and it just smells like wood smoke over here.
Cool.
So a lot of you search around. Phoenix, to assuage any concerns that you have, there's no sign of any like dug up pits or anything like that. There's no sign of places that bodies might be buried.
Why would he be looking over here?
It's cool. I'll believe you for now.
For now.
If anyone would like to, I will let you make an empathy roll to identify why he was looking over here.
Yeah, I can give it a shot.
Just straight empathy?
Straight empathy.
Straight empathy. Let's go.
Well, I have 4 dice on that, but I have a -1 penalty, so that is 0 success on 3 dice.
I also have 4 dice, and that was 0 successes on 4 dice.
Bill, master of empathy.
Go on and roll your 2 6s on 2 dice, or whatever.
No, I got really close, but I still didn't get a success on 2 dice.
Okay. You all know what I'm about to ask. Would any of you like to push this roll?
I would if I could get more dice, but not on 4. I'm not going to push it on 4.
Bill's thinking about it. You can drink your conditions away.
You don't know this yet, but I am very good at helping out with mental conditions.
Yeah, why not?
We actually do know that. We saw you talk Skookum Steve down.
I guess that's true.
Oh, yeah.
And I got the tincture of St. John's wort and the nerve tonic.
One success on 2 dice.
Hey!
All right.
Yes!
It takes Dr. Jensen a minute. Oh, actually, pardon me, Phoenix. I forgot to ask, what mental condition did you get before?
I took angry. I don't think it's angry so much as,
Maybe annoyed?
But you'd never be able to tell. It wouldn't be proper.
His eyes just narrow a little bit.
He's angry in British. All right, back to Bill. Bill, I want to make sure we spend time honoring your great success here. Dr. Jensen ponders this for a moment, and ever so slowly, a thought kind of percolates in the back of his mind. There's a human response that he has seen before. You realize that young Mr. Charles Boone was not staring at the charcoal pit. He was staring at the area where a young lady might be at the charcoal pit.
Oh. Okay.
You sense perhaps there is some affection there.
Okay. That would explain the distracted nature. earlier. I'll share my hypothesis with Weatherby and Sofie. Probably more Sofie, because I think she'll probably get a kick out of it more, but...
And Weatherby's just like, droll.
I
A fine
find this,
observation, Doctor.
I find this rather ridiculous. When I was 15 years old, I didn't cast my eyes despairingly in the direction of my romantic interest. Why can you not maintain eye contact with a professional Anyway, it's fine. I'm sure you're correct. It seems like something that would... Anyway.
So should we go speak to... Or should we make our way to the...
To the
mess hall? And speak to... Because isn't that where we were speaking to...
To Marcelino, yeah.
And Mabel.
And Mabel. Yeah, both of them.
All right. The trio make their way to the mess hall. The cookhouse is a relatively small building. Like most of these, it is not very elaborate. It's made of just various logs and cut down planks. However, when you open that door, you are hit by a wave of good smells. You smell fresh-baked bread, you smell flapjacks, and you smell a couple of unexpected things. Smells of vinegar and garlic and soy sauce. A round potbelly stove leaves the cookhouse feeling almost too warm, but those rich smells feel as though they're pulling you inside. A pair of people are working in there. Mabel is a heavy-set woman with iron gray hair up in a bun. She has a very large apron stained with all manner of things. And then working next to her, out of a terracotta pot, is Marcelino Benavides. He is a thinner, older gentleman, a few lines and creases in his face. And Phoenix, let me know if any of this is incorrect with previous descriptions I have given or that you recall. Still mostly black hair with a little silver around the temples. He has a quick smile on his face as he sees people coming in. And out of that terracotta pot, he is cooking up some salt pork in a rich-smelling adobo sauce. Although Mabel will occasionally, hip-check him out of the way to work on some flapjacks and some sausages before he kind of nudges his way back in to keep working on the salt pork. She turns and looks you guys up and down. I don't know you. Marcelino looks you over. Sofie Inga's daughter?
Yes, Marcelino, I'm so glad to see you again. I was very happy to find that you were well and not one of the loggers who had met a mysterious end here at this ill-begotten camp.
Oh, I am so surprised to see you. Is Julian with you? I've only ever seen you with him. I wasn't sure if he had traveled out here with you.
No, we've got someone else with us at the moment. Let me introduce you to Weatherby.
Now, I don't know if Marcelino has ever met Dr. Jensen before either.
Oh, and this is Dr. Jensen. We've all worked together.
I was going to say, I know that Julian brought Marcelino to the library at one point to, check up on him. But I don't know if he had brought him around on previous occasions. Now I'm putting Phoenix on the spot.
Yeah, I genuinely don't.
I just assumed that Sofie knew him at least from a couple times, meeting him or something.
Let's say Dr. Jensen does not know.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, like Julian wouldn't have been dragging him around.
Like to work parties, basically.
Yeah. And specifically work parties at the library, not work parties at work.
It's very nice to make your acquaintance. My son worked with Sofie previously.
Yes, it has been good making her acquaintance. Yes, Weatherby, formerly of Rose House, London. I am attached to the library for the present.
Pleasure to meet you.
And if I may say so, sir, it does smell delicious in here.
His eyes kind of light up as you say that. I think I'll like you.
It is difficult not to. It's the first attempt of humor you've seen Weatherby go for.
And we did get him to smile like 50% once.
Yeah. And I am actually going to, so just taking a look around. So the smells are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
How is the state of the kitchen? Does it look organized? Is it very messy? What does it look like?
It looks a little messy, but in that way that you have a cook who is in a cramped space. And they want to spread out a little bit, but you kind of got too many cooks in the kitchen. Like, I think that given his background, Weatherby is pretty familiar with setting up in quite a few different kitchens, working with different families and things, and can very quickly see there is a little bit of overlap between how Marcelino wants to set up a kitchen and how Mabel wants to set up a kitchen. And there is just a little bit of bumping elbows as they're trying to set it up in their own way.
It takes a little bit of restraint, seeing that it is a little bit messy. However, I do know enough not to mess with another man's mise en place, so I am hands off.
Mabel looks over the lot of you. Well, I don't know you, but if you're in my kitchen, you gonna work?
Sofie immediately starts, like, she
Just
sees
rolls up her sleeves.
some stuff that needs chopping. She just starts chopping. But she will also, because commitment to the bit, she will be like, maybe you could use this to spice up your regular fare. And she'll pull a hunk of cheese out of her pocket.
Excellent.
And then she'll go back to chopping stuff.
All right. Aaron, give me an inspiration test and take a +2 bonus on it from adding some cheese.
Oh,
As
my lord.
in Vossen, inspiration is the cooking skill.
Your cheese is a +2 item.
Wow. Okay, I have no inspiration, but I have 4 empathy.
And +2 cheese.
And then I have +2 cheese.
You could even get +2 from your allies if you'd like.
Okay.
Your sous chefs, if you will. Assuming that Weatherby and Dr. Jensen are willing to help.
Weatherby is 100% on board with this.
Look, if you want Lucius to help you in the kitchen, it's your funeral, but he'll do it.
Strong poison for you, strong poison for me. Strong poison for you, whiskey for me.
I got 4 ones, but I did get 1 success on 8 dice.
All right. Marcelino kind of helps you with some of the things, brings stuff over to you, helping to organize. And Mabel gives you kind of an approving nod as you are chopping things, quickly getting stuff ready for her. And she is willing to chat with you all as you work.
Would either of you have you noticed anything? We've heard reports of the sounds in the forest, and of the knocking, and of the smell. Has there been anything else strange about the camp that you've noticed? Any strange happenings or things that you've observed?
Mabel will loudly huff at this and announce, I don't believe in monsters and hokum. Honestly, I think Charles is making everything up. Man wants to act like he's king of camp now.
If that is the case, and I am certainly not saying it is not, then what happened to Skookum Steve's horse?
Frankly, I think it's probably a sick bear or something. There's no reason for us to stay here if something is prowling around.
You are not worried that some of you could become fodder for this bear if you try to escape?
I've worked on plenty of lumber camps. Spent my whole life on. Bears are more scared of people than we are of them. All you need to do, get everybody together, got a big group, start walking back to town. Folks are scared, get a handful of pots and pans and hit them together. Make enough noise, bear's not going to come close.
I will look at Marcelino and just kind of just entertain this whim, if you would. Marcelino, if perhaps there was some crazy goings on of a supernatural sort, although of course everyone doesn't entertain such notions. Is there anything that you've noticed that could contribute to such a theory?
Well, I have been here less time than everyone else has. It wasn't until that Skookum Steve had returned to Mr. Yesler's that I and a few others came out here.
Ah, understood.
I did it as a favor to Henry. He asked me personally to try and get things in the camp back on track. I don't know what's happening here for sure, but it could be something in your neck of the woods.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
As Marcelino is thinking about it, he dishes up 3 small plates, one for each of you, with some of that salted pork that was marinating and cooking in that adobo sauce that smells incredible.
Yo-ho!
A hunk of bread and some pickled carrots out of a can, because you got to work with the best you can.
Right.
And he sets down a fork and a knife on each of those.
That's mighty generous of you. Thank you.
No, for friends of the family. You know, I'm honestly a little bit surprised that Mr. Yesler even sent loggers out here. All the old-growth forest out along the river is owned by Abraham Cott. He's an old recluse who used to be a logger until he came into some money.
So you're saying that the prime logging can't even be harvested here?
Indeed. Unless Cott was willing to sign it off.
You don't suppose Cott would be behind any of these occurrences that are going around camp?
He was an odd one. Oh gosh, what was it? There was something strange about that man. Some odd detail. Now this is going to be tough without a Julian, but if anyone would like to make a manipulation check, you can try and jog Marcelino's memory to get him to remember what that odd detail about Cott was.
I have 4 dice.
That might be the highest of this group.
I have 2 dice, but I have a condition, so it's down to 1.
I would also have 4 dice, but I too have a condition. No, that's 0 success on 3 dice.
I got 1 success on 4 dice. Is that enough?
All right, that's enough. Sofie gets chatting with Marcelino for a minute and is able to get him to go like, that's what it was. Old Abraham Cott. When he was crossing the Oregon Trail, he got very, very sick. And he actually lost all sense of taste and smell. We could serve that man anything. Burnt biscuits, I swear he would have eaten a tire and not even noticed. No appreciation for my work.
He's missing out.
And he kind of gives you a playful little smile.
Would you happen to know how far Kott's property is from the camp?
Well, I know he bought up most of the land around here, but I don't know where his home is. If he had a cabin or a steading somewhere out here, could be anywhere.
Do you know if anyone in camp might know his whereabouts?
When you ask that, Mabel kind of huffs. I bet that's why Boone is out here. I imagine that Yesler sent him to try and go get the rights to go do that logging.
Oh, so Boone must be some smooth talker of a businessman if he's able to win rights off people as well as that.
Well, that's if he succeeded. I frankly don't think he did.
Oh, so he's already been out to see him.
When we first got here, I know that he would head off quite a bit. Out in the woods, allegedly for, doing some scouting for spots to harvest some timber.
So, table talk, maybe I was right, and Boone is orchestrating this, but he's doing it so that he can demonstrate to Kott that, oh, your land is worthless because nobody's going to farm out here. You should just give it to us at a cheap price because there's a monster or there's a bear or whatever. And then as soon as he is able to purchase it, then they'll all just come back and start working like normal.
Possible. It's also a hermit in the woods, and it's not unheard of for them to be of a mystical sort sometimes.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, it's a possibility.
But beyond mystical explanations, Mr. Yesler does have quite the financial backing for Mr. Kott to not accept that proposal. Where did he get all of his money?
That's a good question. Perhaps this Kott is worth talking to.
Miss Mabel, do you happen to know this Mr. Kott?
Nope.
Is he a wealthy man? Did he acquire...
What little I know of him is he came into some money and bought up a very big stretch of land. Used to be a logger, but saved up his pennies. And as far as I know, he's never developed it. Never looked to get any crews out here, and never tried to do anything with it. Maybe just wanted to live away from people.
Relatable. I think we should try to go speak to him if we can find where he resides.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. Mabel, before we go, one other thing we sort of picked up on here, there seems to be a split in the camp. And we were actually very explicitly warned about coming here and speaking to you. Care to elaborate what's going on here?
I already told you. Charles thinks he's king of the camp. Those 3 idiots out in the bunkhouse listen to him and hang on every word that he says. After Big Jacques died, everybody started calling him the Deacon since he survived meeting some kind of monster in the woods.
Is that a common term amongst lumberjack? Deacon?
And Marcelina goes, very much so. I've been the deacon at a few camps myself.
Interesting. It just struck me as odd, and given the religious association to be out here, you can understand it. Odd occurrences and someone calling himself deacon.
Think of it more as a storyteller.
Fair.
When you're trapped out in the woods with nobody but the people at the camp, you tell a lot of stories to pass the time. The deacon is usually the one who can wrap the most interesting ones together.
Ah, I understand.
I've sent more than a few people on a snipe hunt over the years.
As we are sitting there and we are eating this incredible food, just as I notice people starting to finish, Weatherby can't help himself but starts collecting and bussing
Please
the
stop being hot.
nothing hotter than a man doing chores.
Oh my God, for real.
He's taking the plates, and if there is, I'm assuming, a sink and wash basin, he will avail himself of that.
Weatherby collects the dishes and kind of sets them into a small bucket over by the side of the stove. The three of you head out, tossing around ideas, discussing plans, thinking about, okay, maybe if we can find this Abraham cot. You see that the sun is beginning to dip towards the horizon. Given the long day you spent walking to get out here, you've had a meal, chatted with all these people. It's getting to be nighttime.
It's fine. We'll sleep outside. It's fine.
Oh, that'll be fantastic. Yes, perfect. Thank you. This will be a quick adventure, everybody.
I was legitimately going to suggest that. Like, I don't think we should stay in the bunkhouse. I think we should rock up outside. But now that Brian has reacted positively to that, I don't think we should do that.
Oh, it's a great idea. It'll be a very short mystery.
I don't believe you.
You got new character concepts, right?
Mm-hmm. Always.
I know you do. You'll play Julian's brother, Julian, too.
Julian.
I'm warning you, Lucian or Julius is on the horizon if you push.
And whichever one he takes, I'm taking the other.
Oh, God help me.
My character's name is Juliana Luciana.
I quit the show. One of you can run the podcast. All right. Are the three of you chucklefucks actually sleeping at the bunkhouse?
Okay. Legitimately, the question is where are we sleeping? So we have been offered quarters within the bunkhouse. Obviously, that is an option. What is near the bunkhouse as far as other structures are concerned?
Yeah. Within a reasonably close distance is the cookhouse and the filer shack. There aren't a lot of structures here. There seems to be a couple of spots where they set up foundations, seeming intent to build more, but that never wound up happening.
Would we feel more comfortable trying to essentially set up camp in the mess hall, in the cook shop?
That's what I was thinking too.
If there's a decent view of the...
There is no view from any of these places because none of them have windows.
So we make a window. I'm sure we can find axes and saws.
What kind of roofs do they have? Are they peaked or flat?
All peaked.
Why you gotta have a peaked roof? It doesn't snow here.
They're in the woods, so it improves the odds of the structure not collapsing if a tree falls on it.
That's fair. That is fair.
Now, I will also say Marcelino and Mabel are sleeping in the bunkhouse as well, so you would be the only ones in the cookhouse.
But this might help us confirm if something else is happening to the other buildings.
Maybe we could do almost like a rest and a watch system like they have in some games that I've heard of.
There is a part of me that does just want to have Weatherby post up out, like literally outside the front door of the bunkhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the plan is the three of you are going to spend the night in the mess hall. There are not beds or anything in there, so you will not necessarily be comfortable.
Are we doing that?
I think we should. I don't know. My suggestion would be to do that. Take some blankets. I mean, we probably have some accoutrement or whatever, not like full on, but we take a few extra blankets and stuff, and that we share a watch.
Well, but where is the watch? Oh, well, okay. There's no view because there's no windows, not because they're not in view of each other.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it would just be one person standing outside the door.
Like maybe even leave the door open and have the person outside the door as we're I'm not paying any attention to him because literally anything he does is reverse psychology. Literally anything. So
Not everything.
Listeners, what you don't see is that Brian just started rubbing his hands together.
is being very nefarious.
I also had big excited eyes.
An evil smile crossed his face,
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
and his eyes went mildly crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He looks gleeful, and you don't want a gleeful GM.
No, you don't. You don't.
All right, so is that the plan?
It sounds like it.
All right.
So the three of you set up an order of watches. You grab some blankets, a couple of pillows. All of the lumberjacks look at you very oddly as you say you're going to sleep in the mess hall. But they guess that's okay. They're not sure why you want to. And then they all look very accusingly at Dave.
We would tell them that we want to observe any goings on in the camp from a separate location to make sure that we see if anything happens.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, sorry, another question here, because I feel like this might be in character for Weatherby.
Mm-hmm.
What type of test would it be if I wanted to stay up the entire night?
Force.
Force?
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
I think I want to. I feel like that would be very in character for Weatherby. So yeah, like as we start talking about, taking watches, you can rest. I will keep an eye out. And yes, I do have a hurricane lantern bell.
Oh, you do? Ooh.
All right, Phoenix, make that force test.
Okay, that is a good one for me. That is 8 dice. Yeah, that's 3 success on 8 dice.
Damn.
All right. Give me 1 second for no reason. All right. Weatherby kind of leans his back against the door, waiting for his allies to rest.
Incorrect. He is standing rigidly at attention.
Of course he is. Weatherby is standing rigidly at attention like a palace guard.
Thank you.
The lantern on the ground, making sure to light up the area. And in the very small hours of the morning, he begins to hear it. A crashing sound coming from the woods. A rhythmic sound of trees hitting trees. Followed by a loud hooting. And then a low, bassy rumble that doesn't sound like a noise that could come from a human throat. But we'll find out what that is next time.
I was waiting for that.
God damn it,
Yep.
Brian.
Yeah.
All right, thank you all so much, and I can't wait for our next session.
Yeah, I bet you can't.
You should have slept outside. It would have gone great.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I did.
Yeah, we'll get to what happens next time.
It's fine.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Spirits and Monsters of Old Seattle. Our theme song is Myths and Legends by Robert Bruckmeyer and is playing right now. Our episode music is from the incredible Andreas Lundstrom's RPG soundtracks, and you can hear more of his work on the Sweden Rolls podcast. Our editor is Hannah Cheney. If you've enjoyed the show, it would mean the world to all of us if you could share it with a friend. Or an acquaintance, a stranger, even an enemy. We're not super picky. However, it is the single best way to help us get new listeners and continue to grow. If you've really enjoyed the show and you want to let the world know just how much, we are launching a storefront where you can buy some cool gear and a Patreon. You'll find the links in our show notes. We'll be looking forward to sharing more stories of the Vossen in the Pacific Northwest. But until then, remember the motto of the library. Fear gives way to knowledge. Knowledge gives way to wisdom. And wisdom gives way to the truth. Until next time. Also, I just killed Bill a little bit. I think I made him snarf his water.
I think you're right.
Now, listener, it's a little known fact. DMs can get experience points too.
Yes.
There's just secret ways that you do so.
I almost died. Bill, your face is the color of Brian's shirt right now. So, because of the tree pollen, my allergies are acting up, so I can't breathe through my nose. I had a mouthful of water, and there's no glass anywhere in the spring. Oh, God, that was so close. Oh.